No fighting. Hey. No fighting, guys. People could be trying to start with you, or that could be the phase of life you are done with. Getting out of, phasing out. What are you in between? What transit are you transiting currently? With insights, with wisdom, insights, revelation, truth can be shared in regards to the path that you are currently on. For those of you tapped in, turned on, tuned in. Thank you so much for tapping in, turning on, tuning in with I, Enchantress, the Babbler, on our evolutionary, revolutionary rise. Before you forget and before you get lost into the deepest of sea, because that's how deep you and I be going, you know what I mean? On this galactic poetic stream, right? Here we are. So beautiful by far. Yes, you are. This is your opportunity to like this video after the part, especially if you up in here and you like it up in here and you find benefit up in here. Don't use me, because then you abuse yourself. Okay? Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna do that to you. Let's act accordingly. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for the like. Thanks for the acknowledgement. Whatever you decide to do, like thumbs down or whatever the case may be, do you, but do something. You know what I mean? You can also follow me on Instagram at Enchantress, ENCHANTRESS. There you can follow for free, or you can subscribe for just 99 cents and be gifted exclusive access into hundreds of infinitely growing posts that are meant for your mind, body, heart, and soul evolution, revolution, all this kind of stuff, except no substitutions. There is DIY strategy. There is content created solely for subscribers, only shared nowhere else. That's not rubbish. That's truth. There's videos on there, there's content on there, there's printables on there, there's DIY strategy for you to evolutionize your revolution in healthy, wealthy, stealthy kind of ways, right? There's so many wonderful things for you to pocket from, the mana for you to enjoy, and the subscription is only 99 cents and it shall remain. It's not about the price, it's about the token of energy exchange between you and I, and you're going to get a quantum bang for your buck. They're going to be like, oh my god, what are you doing having this for 99 cents? I cannot tell you how many times I've heard that already. Girl, you know you can charge more, right? I know. Not about the money. It's about the respect and the honor of our energy exchange. Just a token of gratitude and appreciation shared between the state of our exchange. You get valuable mana over there. Just go to witchyutopian.com. Everything in the description box that you see. Also, everything is in the description box for you. There's a master link there too that connects us on every single evolutionary, revolutionary plane of metaverse existence. Also, if you like what you see, you can go to my Amazon affiliated link shop, my Enchantress the Babbler's Enchanting Amazon shop, right? Where I share with you things that I approve because I'm a connoisseur of many things, especially all our stuff that you see here. If I got it through that site, I'm sharing it with you all. If there's something that you see and you go to my link and you're like, I don't see what you had there, ask me. I will more than happily include it. in the shop. Okay, those are my announcements. That's what it is. And here we are. So where are you in between? Okay, let's start deep. This kind of energy, right? Equality now, right? So do you see that? Right? So this, right? Oh, right. Seven of Swords into the Eight of Swords, right? Broken swords. All right, so I like to start off with this, right? Because this is a good place to start off, right? Because, right, we have the Seven of Swords going, right? So these are in between, right? So it's like the stages in between, right? So that you can see what I mean. So you see how it says Seven of Swords, but then you see over here, it's moving to the Eight of Swords, right? It's a transition. It's the same thing here, right? This is the 10 of coins, as you can see, but it's transitioning into the Ace of coins over here. You can see, I'm just trying to, you see what I mean? Right, and then it says equality now, right? So it's like, right, the Seven of Swords after like battle, after dealing with certain kind of energies, right? But this, you got to remember though, right? The swords, right? The swords, the swords. It's mental. The element that it's representing is an elemental one, right? I just want to put this here, right? It's an elemental, right? Which is a thought process. It's an elemental. It's a mental, right? The element of air, right, is represents like our thought process, which is mental. Oh my gosh. Right? And when we break that down, right, to really get to the thought processes of certain kinds of things, we realize that our thoughts are very much dependent upon how we feel, right? And so how we feel will will show in how we flow and go, right? Especially on the mental plane, right? So the more emotional like we are, right, the more we can experience certain levels of affliction, right? Of of anxiety, of work, like, you know, all those things that can go underneath those kind of things. So the swords, right, our swords, right, the mission or the want or the whatever is to, for it to be very transformative in some kind of way, right? It's about breakthroughs, breaking through, right? And then, oh, look at breakthrough. And then if you see that, right, you see that the sword, it's broken, right? It's broken, right? The sword here is broken because it's going from Seven of Swords, right? Because it's in between the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Swords, right? So it's like the Seven of Swords is like having to cope with certain kind of situations that suck, you know what I mean, in whatever the degree or that it is, right? But we're still aware, and we're still ready to act in accordance to however we have to act, right? So but what I like about this is like acting, right, out of the unfairness, out of the injustice, acting, right? You're moving towards, right? You're moving towards because the Eight of Swords can be entrapment, right? It can be you need to get out of your own way, mental kind of cage, right? But here, I like that the next card that came out was this, which is the 10 of coins. So instead of being trapped in the way things are, right? And going into kind of like a self-sabotage or something like that, right? It turns kind of like into hope, because so it's like having a catalyst of see, all right, having a catalyst, right? 10 of Swords too, right? 10 and 10, 10, 10, you might be singing 10, 10. It could be life path number 2, life path number 7, life path number 3, life path number 1. Okay. But there's a transformation ready here to take place, right? In how you plan on, so right, okay. All right, so we're gonna get it, right? Because we're gonna dive deep. And I'll even read, if anything, when I feel called from the book and stuff like that for this one, because it's a transitionary thing and stuff. But it's just how I'm seeing it, and that's just how I'm gonna do it, right? But it's like all that you have encountered that might have even broken you down, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally, right? All that was set against you, all the war, all the roar, all the fight. You even broke your fucking sword. Only further ignited and empowered you not to entrap yourself, but to release yourself. Equality now, to seek justice where there is an injustice, right? 10 of coins, right? To get your, so this could even be in your career sector, right? It's like not being, it's like working in an environment that doesn't suit you, or it's like catty, like, or it's competitive, or it's treacherous, it's sneaky, it's snaky, it's an industry that's not kind to individuals. Instead of working as a team, people are working against each other or something like that. Or this could be even, let's say, social media, right? Because here you got, and then it's like a doorway, right? This doorway, right, that opens up, right? This doorway that opens up into your platform, your podium, right? Your stage, right? All the world is a stage, right? You have to watch. If you're here, you have to watch the Pluto in Aquarius transformations, whatever the and titled that video, definitely watch it and stuff like that, right? So the Pluto transformations, right? So, right, you're in a field in industry, right? Right, that people might not work honestly together, right? But here you are given this platform, right? That's how I'm saying it, like this platform, because you're the light, you're the speaker of truth. You have something to say. Your experience ignites the way, and it's prosperous in every kind of way. Sorry, it's prosperous in every kind of way. So it's like your testimony, your testimony is, your experience is your testimony, and your testimony needs to be heard. Your testimony is profitable. And it's not that that's why you're doing it. I'm not talking like that or whatever, but we can't ignore that even more, right? Ace of Wands, too, here, passionate, more, you are, right? So, right, so you're shooting, like I said, even in the Eight of Wands, out of this ending, right? So there's an ending that needs to take place, whether it be in your mentals, right? That whatever the case may be, because now it's about the fight, the passion, the energy that you're giving towards your biggest goal, right? Your biggest goal, right? For security, holding on to, right? So you might too, right, have had I'm looking at it into the 3 or the 4. So don't hoard, right? Like, don't hoard your gifts. Don't hoard your information. Don't hoard your your that which you are growing. Like like so for some, right, you may have lost things or had things taken from you, or like things like the carpet ripped out from beneath you, right? When so it's hard or challenging to believe that the thing can grow infinitely more, right? So a lot of this too is killing the fear, killing the worry, transforming the previous experience that has scarred you, right? Transforming the previous experience that has scarred you, because Two of Wands, you have a choice to make. You have something that you're building here. You have things to grow, but you can't hold on to it for fear. So it's like me as a content creator, right? As a content creator, I get upset, right? Like, I'm just saying I found a way to transmute my upset when you feel like people just copy or disregard or hawk you, gawk you, stalk you, or like talk, like whatever the case may be, right? And that could be discouraging, right? When you're trying to put yourself out there, you're in this state of vulnerability that leaves yourself so vulnerable for people to talk shit, for people to have something to say. I've been turning off my comments, right? And I turn it on sometimes. And the only reason why I've turned on some of my comments is because some of my subscribers will message me. They're like, hey, I wanted to comment on that post. And so I open it up. That's why. That's why. For them. Sure. Comment. Right. But right, but it could be discouraging, and it can cause you to not want to do something, right? And it can cause you to go hermit for as long as you need, right? But it's to recalibrate, regroup, regenerate your system, to it's like building thicker skin in dealing with putting yourself out there, because you're out there on this platform, right? You're out there on the stage, you're out there being critiqued, you're out there being seen and stuff like that, right? But here with this 4 of Coins, right, you're working on all these wonderful things, but not to be in your 4 of Coins, which is like holding on tightly to that which you don't want to lose. So here we go. Thank you. So it's like an attitude adjustment, right? So this is like an attitude adjustment about the mission that you are on from the state of experience that you come from, right? Because the state of experience that you may come from might be a very gruesome one, a painful one that have caused you to even break your sword into somebody or something, right? But you're moving and you're pushing forward because that only lit a firecracker up your ass, right? So you're in your emotions, but you're walking on water. You're in your emotions and you're walking on water with more clarity, even though there is a fog, or even though there might be darkness surrounding, right? So this could be like Earth, right? You can't control the environment that you're in here, but you can only control your energy of environment within, right? And so you work on that. But here, right, this 4 of Coins, this is where the message is coming in, right? You're not building all of this infinite growth out of pain, out of endings, out of hurt, to then hold on tightly with fear for that which you are creating. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So it's like you've lost so many things, and now you're picking yourself back up again. You're working, you're doing that what you do, you're passionate and stuff like that, and all this kind of stuff. You got ideas, you got multiple projects going on, you got multiple streams of income happening, or you're starting that, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter where you are on that platform, right? When I started my multiple streams of income, I did oddities of jobs to get myself into the affirmation of speaking that I make multiple streams of income, whether that stream made me hundreds of dollars, couple of dollars, or whatever the case may be, right? I started saying, I got multiple streams of income because technically I did, right? And it just kept growing and it just kept, right? So now, right, you get to that point, but then you are fearful that you're crashing down that tower, right? That that ending that once occurred, or that carpet being pulled from you, right? Set a tone. It set this tone like, okay, I still gotta go here onto this stage, into this platform, my broken sword, all the experience that I had, all this kind of shit, and I gotta speak because I have a mission, I have an enlightenment, I have empowerment, I have my testimony is a gift to others, and all this kind of stuff. And so it makes you more profitable, it makes you more prosperous, and it makes things like that for you, right? But you're only doing that to then go here, which is to hoard it, to hold it, to freeze it. It's like, what good is knowledge if you don't share it? What good is a story if you don't tell it? What good is a mission if you don't complete it? What good is your talents if you don't share? You get what I'm saying? So it's like, what good is any of it if you're just gonna only hoard it and hover and keep it greedily? It's not greedily, it's fearfully. It's not even greed because you're not doing it greedily. It's like, no, because I already had this taken from me before. I'm not going to let that happen again. I did. Don't. But again, life is life. It's a roller coaster ride. And there's certain things beyond our control. But you're resilient. You're resilient. You're more than capable. And if you haven't noticed anything up until now, is you're a survivor. You're not a victim, and so you're not a survivor. You're resilient. Any challenge placed before you, you rise out of. Even if you're not at your best footed, or it might not be the best scenario, you still rise, and you do that which you must. So now it's like, okay, let me attitude adjust, because when I started this platform, this mission, when I entered my expressions on stage, I was coming from this place. And so now I'm no longer in this place or this space, this tone, this energy, this vibration, this frequency, this energy place. So now I need to cognitively, intelligently, consciously shift my awareness to this tone that has sparked this creation, and that it might be in the subconscious underlying tone influencing this that I'm coming into, because I'm making this, right? I'm working on my coins, I'm working on my stability, I'm working on my projects, I'm working, and I'm making, and money's coming, and I'm working, and I have my own little team right here that's working well with me, or whatever the case, or even if it's only you. You're unified, trying, right? But I have a choice to make about these passions that I am passionate about, that I got going for myself, because I'm growing something. But you don't want to grow this something right here and then just hold it and keep it for yourself, because this something is external. This something is tangible. This something is here now on earth. And so that's the in-between stage, right? So for those of you tapping in, tuning into this message right here, right? And an atonement, an alchemization, a recalibration, a regeneration, an attitude adjustment needs to be brought to your consciousness, right? About the things that you are working on and creating and being prosperous with, because the attitude that you originally started with is influencing the future outcome of how you plan on using that which you grow. right? Using that which you grow. What advice do we have for you beautiful souls? How can we use humor as a tool to help us further empower the choices that we make for the settings that we create? Right? I always think about, right? So it's walking away, right? We gotta walk away from that total bullshit. So turn around now, right? Six of Swords, because look at the angel of fresh air says, open your windows and let the shit out, right? So so creating this balanced harmony within your mental, within your emotions, within, right, which will show itself in the physical, in the tangible here on earth, right? But you got to get your emotions right about how you walked away from something and the reasons why you walked away from that something. So it's alchemizing that something that is no more. You know what I mean? But so now so it's being present, right? It's being present, being present, being present. Being present and being silent. All right. It says, shut the fuck up. Silence is required. Okay. Right. Especially like one of the greatest advices I give to anyone. If in doubt, don't make a decision. A decision does not have to be made. I understand that certain things are pressed for time, but if you gotta feel that way, there has to be another way, depending on what it is. I'm just saying, like, if there's a question mark, please don't make a decision until you're clear, right? So silence is needed. There is a wonderful meditation practice tool, a DIY video that shows you exactly a technique that you can use, the reasons behind why using it it would be very successful to you, and you can access that and have this along with hundreds plus more infinitely growing videos in the subscription for Enchantress, ENCHANTRESS, on Instagram for only 99 cents a month, and you can cancel too at any given time. But oh, I thought you needed me. You need me? uh so um so yeah, why were you so definitely, so you can excuse the noise in the background, but you can forgot about my coffee. Oh. Anyway, so much time later. So just try to get back into the, so what advice do we have, right? So, shut the fudge up, right? Sit in silence, meditate, right? That's what I was talking about. The meditation tool that I have, that's a lot. the subscription is not just, it's a lot of content, printables, DIY, strategy, and things like that, and things to help you better cope, deal, heal, feel with alchemy, healthy, wealthy, stealthy, or whatever, right? So what other advice do we have for those dealing with that which we just spoke about? Fuck yes, do it. Yeah, do it. Stand in your truth. Be in your position of power, right? That's what you have. That's what you have to give, right? You have your position of power to be in your truth, to stand in your truth, to be in your power, to activate others in those kind of divine ways, right? You know, despite what you have gone through, right? But this, so know your truth, right? And realize what has been hidden in the subconscious of when you first started this mission, this goal, this journey, this new beginning, right? And just find your truth, so that way, right, that way that way you can alchemize it, right? The only way to transmute something, transform something, right, is right, for this renewal, right? The only way to do that is to identify it, right? When you can identify something, then you can find, locate its solution. Oh, interesting. What else can be expected for those tapping in, turning on, tuning in with I at this moment in time? What are you doing, crazy cat? Of course, this is to be expected. Of course, this is to be expected. Of course, this is to be expected. Right? This is to be expected. A windful of abundance, wise counsel, good fortune is yours, my dear. An exciting career opportunity is here for you. A lucrative contract too. Significant purchases like a home, a vehicle, and even traveling, my dears. Traveling. Where are you traveling to, right? You could be life path number 1. You can have a name that begins with the letter R. You can have R in your name. You can have Z in your name. Life path number 1. You could be born in January. You don't have to be. Right? Ask. Right? So yeah, so that's another thing you can do, right? Is when you're unclear about your fear or you're unclear of where your block is, ask out loud, right? Who are you, said the caterpillar. This is not an encouraging opening for a conversation, right? But either way, a fine day, your majesty, right? So where So for this fight too, so there we go. When we go back to the in-between, right? When we go back to the in-between, in the in-between, right? Because this is to be expected right here. This windfall of abundance, right? It's already showering you, right? This windfall of abundance. Taste it, right? Taste it. Know what it tastes like. Because any moment that you fear, go back to that taste, right? So that is right. That's that saying, knock and the door shall open, ask and ye shall receive. So when there is a blockage anywhere, right, one of the most beneficial things that you can do for you, right, this too, you can, I'm telling you, like, come into my subscription platform or help there, but you can ask. There's techniques too, right, that you can do that provides you with a successful outcome because of the tangibility, that because of the acts that you're creating and doing it and stuff like that. But you can ask, where is it? What fear is leading my path at this time that's buried in my subconscious that I'm unaware of? Bring it to the surface so that I can identify, I can see, I can extract it, I can transmute, I can transform it, you know, and stuff like that. So, right, sleep. For some of you too, I hear rest, right? You may have a trouble sleeping too, and understand too, right? That sometimes we're just at different energy frequencies in our lives, right? So I spoke about this before that for many years I've operated on 2 to 4 hours of sleep. Now, was that like, can I say that I was unhealthy or anything? No, I wouldn't say that, because I was completely energized and I have energy. I have a lot of energy, right? I which is why I'm very active and I live a very physical lifestyle. You know, I teach, I do a lot of things with my body, you know. That doesn't sound right. But whatever, I don't care what you think. I know what the fudge I do. You know what I'm saying? So, right. So rest is essential. Rest is needed. And sometimes people don't want to sleep. It's like a race. It's like, no, I have to produce. I have to create. I have to do this. No, but right now what spirit wants you to do is to taste that which you are creating. Understand it, understand it, overstand it, right? Overstand it, right? Ask if you don't know, right? Because you have this windfall of abundance coming to you. And so, like, that is what you need to know, right? Accept that. Accept that which you need to know right now. Hear this message. Are you listening? Oh, it reminds me of the post and stuff that I put with that song. Are you listening? Can you hear me? Dun, 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 dun. I don't know the words. Hello. I don't know. I was kind of dancing to it in outside in nature, right? Go outside in nature and stuff like that. So yeah, so listen and play, right? So activating your play, right? A, right? You might be activating your play because like my cat, one of my cats just hissed at the other cat, right? And you got other cats hissing at you because you out there doing your thing, because you're out there walking your what is that, the yellow brick road. Right, you're out there doing your thing where it's visible, right? It's visible, and there might be energies that are bothered by that, you know what I'm saying? And so right, but you to find. So I don't want it to come out. You need me? I'm gonna kick it for the nose. All right. So a windfall of abundance, right? To be expected. Good fortune. You have good fortune, right? right? We get excited here, right? So you could have been born in 1991, be like path number 1, like path number 9. You could have a U somewhere in your name. Right? Where's the U in my name? Let me see. In my middle name, I got a U. in my in my first name, I have an R. We have an X and an I too. A G as well. That's what I'm hearing, right? W, E, okay, B, O, J. Anyways, enjoying the fruits of your labor. That's what that's the build up, right? This abundance, this infinite abundance, this legacy wealth, right? So fixing the atonement of that which the attitude from when you first started this mission, this new beginning, to really see how fruitful you are. So hard work has led to a luxurious life. That could be the goal, right? That could be what you're doing, right? You could be having, don't be modest, don't be humble, or like appearing humble is also a conditioned thing that has been placed upon you to restrict you from being full, right? Because oh my gosh, no, I can't because then how does that look? You know what I'm saying? So it's buying yourself something special, happily and successfully being self-employed, enjoying your solitude, right? So I like this, right? So these are to be expected. That is what you should know, right? But let's because we want to heal, we want to make sure that these are the things that we completely grow, right? So what about your abundance, prosperity, any kind of shadows, any kind of light, anything that needs to be brought into sight so that you may see, so that you can progress abundantly, prosperously, right? Inspiration, a spark of inspiration will ignite brilliant new ideas, right? That is wonderful. It is essential that you are clear about what it is that you want. Follow your heart, right? And if you have too many ideas that are blocking you from making any idea into a reality, start narrowing down to what is like put everything. I know that we love everything that we do. Like I love everything that I do. And so I try to make as much time for everything that I love to do, right? But sometimes one thing will take more time over the other, right? And sometimes I have to like right like now, like I've been so focused on my content, creating my videos and all this kind of stuff, that my blog kind of has taken a back seat. It doesn't mean that I don't, which you can go to enchantingbible.blogspot.com or witchyutopian.com/blog. Okay. Right, but enchantingbible.blogspot.com for 10 plus years or so with over 1 million views and stuff and growing. You definitely have a lot of mana that you can enjoy over there as well, like loads of content, 10 plus years of content over there. My baby, I love my blog. I'm just saying, like, right, so forgive, there's so many damn interruptions. I'm trying really not to be annoyed by it, but I am slightly annoyed. I know we are in Aries pop-up season type 2, and I just like let me freaking finish recording, please. So either way, so too many ideas and things like that. So because you have so many kind of things, and sometimes having so many different things that you want to do can cause you to not get anything done because you know it's overwhelming. So if you start writing them down on paper, the things that you want to do, right? And then start highlight, it's like a to-do list, right? Just go down your list, write them in the leveling, the hierarchy, that which is most pressing for you at this time. And then highlight it off your list one by one, okay? What else? What other advice do we have here? What other insights? What other pieces of knowledge, mana, information can be shared that's going to be beneficial, right? So you're in a transition phase of your career, right? If you keep faking it or winging it, you will end up going nowhere fast, right? So sometimes we could be doing so many different things and we don't have clear guidance or clear direction. And a lot of the times it's we have to have this life experience, right? That's going to teach us along the way and stuff like that. So right now, if you're receiving this message, it's to get even clearer on that what you are trying to create, right? Trying to make something work when you know it's not for you, right, can be a problem, right? So sometimes our mindsets, like even if we're working for other people, if you're not happy there, right, and then having to pretend, right, because you're trying to get into the vibration, energy, or frequency, it's like not liking your job and then not happy with it and then professing to be grateful, like, you know what I mean, like, I'm grateful, like, how can you be grateful, right? So it's shifting that mindset, right? So because that will just continue if you fake it. So it's learning this is what I help with too, learning the proper languages, right, through chakra activations of the things that you want to say that's not going to slaughter your dreams in any kind of way, right? It's learning the language, right, that is going to decode, that's going to code for you that which you desire to make manifest. So be careful with your words too, right? And what it is that you say that you're doing, right? Student, because you're still learning, right? So read books on finance to expand your knowledge. Right? You could be going to school, you could be learning something new. Oh, a lot of you could be learning something new, a new skill, a new trade, a new talent, a new certification, a new degree in something or whatever. So working with a mentor too to learn new skills or help you achieve your goals, that's a wonderful thing to do, right? To further expand, to work your brainwave activities. You could be getting used to because you're on the right path, right? You are on the right path, right? You're on the right path. Keep moving forward. You're not lost. Sometimes the right path is not always the easiest, right? So if you find yourself that you're choosing the wrong path, right, just to satisfy your ego, right, you will never end up good. So let's not, right? Sometimes, right, surprise, there could be a surprise coming too. So expect the universe to pleasantly surprise you. Everything will be revealed to you in time. Let the plan unfold, right? Let the plan unfold, because look at enjoying the fruits of your labors, a windfall of abundance, right? For those of you, because this is a 50-50 channel and all this kind of stuff, right? Deliberately leaving things unplanned may cost you later, right? So start having a plan, start writing things down. Everything will be revealed to you in due time. Let the plan unfold, right? You could also be doing vision board kind of stuff, right? Strategy, right? Here we go. We talk about vision board, talk about strategy, right? Becoming more strategic to succeed for the long term, right? Look at your current goals and imagine what obstacles may appear, right? Any kind of hasty decisions while moving too quickly are leading to mistakes. So don't do that, right? If there's a question mark, I spoke about that before. If there's a question mark, no decision needs to be made. You need to be clear before making, right? So strategizing, right? You might be into media, getting more publicity, right? Increasing your finances through that too. You could be an actress, radio host, podcaster, singer, YouTuber, model, any mass media, social media kind of job, right? Stepping into the spotlight and being seen, right? Having courage to stand on the stage, right? Which is what we were talking about, right? Standing on the stage, with your mission, with your statement, with your expression, your uniqueness, right? Because that be you. It's a gift, right? You are a gift. Someone will give you a gift or help you in some way too, right? So you have natural talents, gifts, and abilities just waiting to be discovered, uncovered, right? So don't sit on your gifts and talents. Believe that you're meant to be great. I love that. Okay. Things are going well and feeling fulfilled in life. This is the progression of that too. Go after your dreams. The universe is giving you a big motherfucking yes. All right. Don't stop appreciating the good things in your life. Look around. Look around. Look around. Stability, perfection. Here we go. You would do much better than you expected. Show yourself compassion and be kind to yourself. Right? The perfectionist in you is causing you stress and delaying the progress, right? So show yourself compassion and be kind to yourself, right? Stability, you will be stable and very prosperous. Make stability a top priority and commit yourself to consistency, right? And for those of you that there's a lack of stability in your life, get a handle on your fucking situation. Underworld. Find unconventional ways to explore new sources of income, which you might be doing, right? Sex, death, hidden knowledge, probing into the mysteries of life, right? Some of you might be spiritual activators, spiritual transformers, spiritual gurus, teachers, healers, whatever you want to call yourselves. I don't like names, I don't like labels. We just are what we are, right? So as the world evolves, so can your means of earning money. Expansion. Okay, like three more. One, two, leadership, 2, 3. Right? Leadership. Some of you might be into retail, right? Some of you might start a retail business, selling products or services, or doing stuff like affiliations, links, like, making money, things like that. Sales associate, cashier, store manager, or owning a business in retail, something that you're selling could be your artwork too, right? But if you have an idea in mind, you have the green light to go for it, okay? Leadership, you're stepping into a role as a leader. You're ready. Your career will improve once you accept and step into your power, okay? If you're following the crowd in fear of putting yourself out there, stop it, right? Labor. A lot of stuff requires your labor for you to put in the work that you do. People think it's just, it just happens like that. I've been on YouTube for years, and it doesn't just happen like that. And it's still not happening just like that. I'm up against, like, personally, like, much more of, like, people that are trending because certain kind of things, and so you might not want to trend because the things that you are building or bringing to the stage is different than what's trending, so your hard work will be rewarded soon. Keep at it. Construction, maintenance, painter, or any kind of labor work, anything that you're putting the labor into, it doesn't have to be just labor. Like, like I do body work and I teach yoga and all that could be labor work too. But I'm just saying, any work that you do that involves you having to put in the labor, to put in the work, to put in the hours, to put in the effort, that's labor. So don't be afraid of hard work. What lasts won't come easy, right? Because you got comfort up in here too. Right, so that was the bottom, right? Your income is steady and you're living comfortably, or you're working on that. So keep raising the bar and get out of your comfort zone, right? Being too comfortable and playing life too safe will hurt your success. Right? All right, 2 more. I like these. I haven't used these in a while. So mistakes will be made, but you'll learn from them. Okay, so that's something that just advice, like, don't be hard on yourself, right? Bridge the gaps between the expectations and your reality, right? Past mistakes left you financially insecure and keeping you stuck. So that's the atonement that we're doing here right now. So past mistakes, and the way that you view it, right, it will keep your prosperity stuck if you don't alchemize that which what got you started on this progression, right, for yourself and stuff like that. So what else? That's it. Science. Keep an open mind. There's something unfolding for you, okay? Chemists, forensics, biochemists, or anything in the field of science, right? Esoterics, astrology, astronomy, right? Apply a scientific approach to your business or financial problems. And I love that, right? I love that. Right? So we're going to tap in, turn on, tune in with these, and may these reveal to those tapped in, turned on, tuned in, anything, any insight, any shadow work, anything that can be extracted, learned from, so that one can transform it, so one can be successful moving forward and what it is that they got going for themselves, right? So bring up anything that needs to be transmuted, anything that needs to be transformed, everything that needs to be transmuted and transformed, right? What needs, right? Fear of success. What else? Hold on. Fear of success. What else? For transmutation, bring up for transmutation, right? Planetary positions, understanding these things too, right? Go check out all my planetary videos, right? Especially the Pluto one that definitely gonna be airing before this one. It hasn't aired yet in my recording of this one, but by the time you receive this video, it should be aired if it didn't get bumped. No, it got bumped up. That's right. So you're definitely gonna be seeing this because it got bumped up. So yeah, so there are adverse planetary positions that are affecting your success right now. So it's your free will that can diffuse the worst of the planetary combinations or trigger good results by using them to your advantage. One way is by doing good deeds to activate positive energies, right? Fear of success, concern that achieving success will come at the cost of something else valued. Fuel your success. Be patient with yourself as you unravel the fear and work through the uncomfortable phase of pushing yourself towards your goals and reconstruct it with a more positive expectation. This is pretty much kind of like what we were talking about, right? The fear of having a repeat of that type of energy of experience that you have experienced before that may have traumatized you, which is understandable. It's understandable to feel traumatized from situations. I've had things that have been taken from me that I can never get back from people that like I just couldn't believe, right? I remember I had years ago, this was when my daughter was a baby. And for those of you that are new here and may not know, my daughter's going to be 22 years old, so that you can understand how many years ago this was, okay? But when I tell you that it caused me to stop writing. This experience caused me to stop writing for a couple of years. It's not that you stop writing because you're a writer, but like the way that I was writing, and I blamed this event too on as the cause and the reason behind why I stopped writing, which is not fair, because I'm the reason that I stopped writing, right? But I had things in storage with my daughter's father, and storage with his family. So it's not even like it was storage like at a storage place or anything like that. And I was trying to this was after we already had split up and stuff like that, and I was trying to get my stuff, right? And for a while I was asking and asking. And then one day I finally just bypassed him. I bypassed him and I called his uncle, right? Because I wanted to go pick up my stuff. And he said that I must, wow, this is major healing, because I used to not be able to talk about this without getting all worked up, angry, and pissed, right? And hurt, because I cried. I'm telling you, I cried for months. I cried for such a long time, because in the storage stuff, stupid me, right? I had things that I can't get back. But either way, to make a long story short, he gave his uncle permission to throw away everything. The cry that I had was like, I was like, how can you take, because the belongings I had, I didn't give a fuck about the material shit. You can always get that back. All of my mother's pictures, all of my diaries from the age of 3rd grade, 4th grade. Like I'm telling you, I had like over 100 diaries, all my dream journals, all my poems, all these things that I cannot get back. Every picture of my mother, pictures from school, like things that I just cannot get back. They just threw it in the garbage. All my writings, all my visions, all my dreams in the garbage. I was devastated. And this trauma of mine caused me to hoard a lot more than I needed to. This is why I've had many purges in my life, because of that pain, right? It was releasing things that didn't matter, the superficial. Although it's sentimental. And this was not the first time I lost things that I can't get back. So it was like this journey of loss, right? Because I just felt so victimized by loss, because I'm like, lost my mother, I lost these people, I lost this, like how much fucking loss? Like, like I keep dealing with, right? And it was just like this breaking of my spirit, this breaking of my resilience, right? Because it's just like, fuck. It's kind of like that experience, like when I lost my mom, and I'm like, it's just, you can't take that back. Can't give that back to me once it's gone, that kind of thing. So you so life and time passes and time goes, and you transform, you transmute, you heal, time goes on, and you do better, and you do better, you do better. But in the subconscious are these experiences of trauma that will cause you to hold on so tightly to everything else around you, right? So now my personal belongings, right, am I holding on to, or and things like that, and but in a way that was from fear. Fear is the ruler of that horde, of that worry, right, of that, of the success, right? So things could be going well, things could go going well, and then you think of horrific things that can come and happen, and wipe it all out. So you're always expecting some kind of like catastrophe. You know what I mean? And that's from a trauma. That's from the drama. That's from the experience. That's from these kind of things, right? These losses that can fuck with your success because of the fear now of having those experiences again in a different way, in a new light, in a new day, like in all this kind of stuff, right? So healing that and bringing these things up to the surface, right? That that could be painful, it could be triggering, but it's necessary to atone, to alchemize, and create the energy that is needed now for that which is being created, Anyways, that's my story time. In authenticity, ignoring who you truly are authentically. This is a typo, I guess. Ignoring who you truly are. Ignoring who you authentically truly are is hurting you. I don't know, but that was wrong there. Ignoring who you truly authentically are is hurting you. Oh no, it's not. Ignoring who you truly authentically are is hurting you. Okay, okay. Right, so live authentically. Follow your desires and align your life with your truest self, and it will lead to long-term satisfaction in comparison to pursuing a life that does not align with yourself. It took a while too for me to even, you see how like I'm a character in my own self, right? And for so long, like, because people will be like, oh my God, Jennifer, like, what are you doing? And like, oh my God, do you have to be so much and all this kind of stuff? And it's like, damn bitch, that's who I am. If that's too much to you, then go find less. You know what I'm saying? But it has hindered my expression over the years of my life experience, right? Because of people's reaction towards my personality. And instead of viewing it as an insult or viewing it as like, how dare you, right? Because I didn't know my value and I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. I allowed for these energies to become more important than my authentic self, right? And so now, as I keep coming undone, like the same thing, like with my dance videos, my stretch videos, like, or even perfection. All these people doing perfected, edited videos and all this kind of stuff. That was an insecurity of mine because I'm not gonna do that. It's like, and when I first started and all this kind of stuff, like I didn't have the equipment and that I thought I needed and all this kind of stuff. And I didn't think I was, attractive enough because I was going off the view of all this cosmetic surgery, faces, and all this kind of stuff, and thinking, well, I don't got that look, you know, and I'm not gonna get that look, you know. And so so I guess I can't be, you know, or if I'm not showing my ass out there, like who's gonna listen to me if I'm not like busting it out, or being like, you know, this and that. And mind you, and then also like just being myself freely. That's how I also knew, like, even from a young child, I would say those that were going to be for me, this has been my testament from time. This is part of my testimony, discernment. Those that are going to be for you will never make you feel any less about yourself in any way, shape, or form. And that eliminated a whole lot of fucking people, right? It eliminates so much people because you're like, damn. Oh, fuck, you too, damn. You know? So we're healing that too, the pain. Okay? Of those, you don't have to be anything other than what you are. Right? So lack of specificity. Have set very vague goals that are hard to visualize and hard to attain. So this too, I've made that mistake, right? Because when you want to manifest and all this kind of stuff, you don't go exact, right? Supposedly. No, I said that wrong. I said that's so wrong. Please rewind. Right? So going so general will get you general things, right? It's like, I want to manifest abundance. Okay, that's great. You are abundant. I want to manifest a car. All right, let's get a little bit more specific. So a lot of the times people don't go specific because of disappointment. That's another thing that has to be healed. That disappointment and that fear of success. Because you don't want to be disappointed if it doesn't happen. So let me just be general. Don't do that to yourself. Give your mind time to process everything that crosses your field of vision so you can set a clear intention for your manifestation to work. Become a conscious creator of your life. Having a fucking pessimistic attitude. See only the problems to justify why things can't change, right? See the possibilities. Become more aware of the trap that your language creates. We were just talking about that too, about the language. Work with me if you want. You could even go to witchyutopian.com and schedule a one-on-one time with us. One session could be great. And that would be like the fuel that you need. Like, oh my gosh, thank you. I see now. You know, a lot of times I get a lot of people like that too, that they come to me once and they come to me every couple of months or because it works. I don't want somebody that's become codependent upon my energy. Like, our one session should be so great that it sparks your ass to do even more greater. And then usually people are just coming back to tap in, turn on and tune in and see the next cycle. And they're ready for the next step. Right? It'll be like that. Right? So become more aware of the trap that your language creates, and don't be so quick to look at the negatives instead of thinking about all the possibilities that could come from a particular situation. Right? Lack of knowledge, still in the learning process, need more knowledge to advance. Great, learning is great. When you expand your knowledge, you have the power to achieve many things. Find an area of your life where you lack knowledge or identify a skill you'd like to improve to begin your learning journey. Imaginary blocks. This is like too, I spoke about this in the video about imaginary beef people be creating, right? The fears of being blocked or having many obstacles to face are imaginary. Decide what's real for you. It is time to think of the obstacles that you most fear or the stagnant aspects of your current situation and ask if they are real or imaginary. You might be surprised that none of it really does exist. I've split it, the evil eye. There is malice that surrounds you that wishes to destroy your success. Fuck those people. Protect yourself, okay? There are several ways to protect yourself from the evil eye. You can burn a candle, make an herbal bath. I have those at richietutopian.com. Herbal baths, I make it. Or wear an amulet, I make those things too, but that's not available in my shop. That's available for my Muse in a Box experience. But yeah, from any danger that comes your way. Beginner syndrome. Okay. Dreading the beginner phase stops you from getting to a higher level. It's okay to be a newbie. Remember that every beginner grows into an expert with enough practice and persistence. The only way to grow is to let yourself make mistakes. I used to not call myself a tarot reader and things like that, even though I'm more than that and all this kind of stuff, because I felt like I couldn't say that because I didn't get any accolades. I didn't go to a professional school for tarot school. And because at one point, like, especially when I was younger, I didn't know all the cards. And I'm like, how can I say I'm a tarot reader if I don't know the cards? I would say, though, I don't need to know the cards. I pull and they are what they are. Like, it's law. Like, I've never gave a false reading before. And so I was like, you know, so I always knew that the cards just worked for me and stuff like that. But I would never say I was a tarot reader because of some imaginary credential I didn't feel I had, but I have, you know what I mean? And I'm an intuitive reader anyways, right? So don't be so like intuitive. When you're intuitively spiritually awakened, what's a fucking tarot card but something a human fucking made, right? Your intuition and your connection with the divine, that's oh so fine. And that's where you are diving in the deepest to connect with the most, not a card. Not a card. I don't need cards to read, but I love to use them. And I've been using them since I was 3, 4, 5 years old. I've been reading cards since I was 4 or 5 years old. I used to do cartomancy. I used to read everybody's cards with regular playing cards. And then by the time I was 9 years old, 10, my uncle bought me my first tarot deck. And from 10 years old on, I left cartomancy behind me, even though I still use it. And I've used it in videos and stuff like that too. But cartomancy is my natural space to do. And then 2, working with runes. I've been working with runes since I was little as well. So these divination tools and all this kind of stuff that came to me naturally is why I use them. Not because it was trending. I'm in the 80s, baby. There was no social media. So all the stuff that I was drawn to was all naturally, right? From my own experience. So yeah. One more. Resentment and envy, physical health, right? So resentment and envy drain your energy and make you feel like a victim, right? Turn jealousy into inspiration, value, and embrace your unique path to create your own version of success and cultivate your own joy. I always try my best, like even when people throw resentment and envy my way, to still be the bigger person, right? Sort of like to say, like, I'm short. That was my own little short joke. I'm little, I'm petite, I'm fairy size, I'm fairy fun size, okay guys, I'm fairy size, I'm fun. So what was I saying? Yeah, so because I try to understand it compassionately, right? Because I see through, so I know why people do what they do, when they do, how they do, and why they do, even before they do. And I can understand that. That's part of where my gifts are, right? The ability to scan, to read, to dive in deep, to go shadow, trigger, see. We travel deep seas here for major transmutation, transformation. That is what I do, right? It's like root work, shadow work, light work, transformational work, right? So, but not everybody's on the path of that at that time. So it's not your place to fix everybody or to even point it out. Right. But learning to not be drained is a skill that you have to put into practice with the things that you do and the mindset that you create. There'll come a time where you don't need to do shit. All you need to do is think. And that is law. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Physical health. Living an unhealthy lifestyle is decreasing your focus and energy. Watch what you eat. I talk about tortured foods all the time. And all this kind of stuff, and just, you know, being healthy, wealthy, stealthy for you. Physical exercise, stretch. If you don't want to exercise, stretch is essential and key. Tap in, turn on, tune in with me for my 3-minute videos, my 60-second dance videos, and all this kind of stuff to get into your own. Let me pump you up. Adequate nutrition and exercise can help boost your. If you also tap in, turn on, tune in with me, and you also subscribe to Enchantress at 99 cents, I give recipes. I share healthy things, herbology, all these kind of things that you will receive too, so that you too can DIY your magnificence in life. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how it be. I love that. You know what I mean? So I like that. I like these. Right? I like these for a little pop culture pep talk. Hey, I don't know why I said pop culture, but that's just the word that came out. Okay, okay. Do we have to stay here? Vacation time. Trapped. Oh, split crowd, right? Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Okay, let's see. I see how this is gonna. Okay. All right, this is how we're reading it. Okay. For some of you might have a fear. Baby, you woke up from your nappy. Okay. Right. Let's start with this top row first. So you have the opportunity to travel. You have the opportunity to change something. You have the opportunity to go somewhere, to do more than where you are now, right? So some of you like have never even left your hometown, let's say, right? So it's like traveling. It's a fear of that keeps you trapped in the same space, right? And so for my kinksters, hey, because listen, I don't care. Like, listen, it is what it is, and I'm comfortable. Even though I might live like a celibate activist, like abstinent lifestyle type thing, or whatever, and whatever the case may be. It don't stop my sexuality, and it doesn't stop my ability to do these kind of reads too, because it is. And I know how it can seem, but this is not bad. So for some, all right, it's this fear of travel, right? And you have something to decide, maybe a place to go. So some of you might be deciding whether you're gonna fly by plane, travel by car, travel by train. I've done that before. I've done all of those. That's just pretty cool. Boat or whatever the case may be. But like, I even went away on a vacation with my daughter. We did it by train. That was cool. It was a cool experience. Would I do it again? I don't know. Depending on how long is the train ride, because I went to the same place too by plane too as well, and that was just so much quicker. So depending. So some of you might be finally getting over the feeling trapped, or maybe you weren't even able to travel. Maybe the finances were off or something. Whatever the reason may have been that you haven't taken a vacation or haven't traveled and stuff like that, that's not anymore. It's changing. And so now you might be trying to figure out the mode of travel, right? And then for others, for my kinksters over here, this is some major cosplay type of activity, type of fun that you might be having with your partner when you're on vacation mode fun, right? which is fine. So whatever. So you see how this even flirting is underneath it. That's why I want you to know this is not dangerous. This is flirtation. This is sexual evolution. This could be tantric too. I know it looks kinky here and all this kind of stuff, but you know, the tantric flow of getting to know your partner and opening a new means of communication and getting to know your partner on a other kind of level that's playful, because play. So, and then also over here, right, flirting, call me babe, for my singles out there, right, you may now start dating, right? You might find and learn of all your new admirers, right, that might want to, some might want to trap you, some might want to be toxic, some might want to play, some might want that cosplay kind of stuff. But also make sure that those that you, to use your discernment, you understand, and not to get trapped in some kind of entanglement that you don't need to be in, right? But here, this is like, and this could also be traveling. Oh my gosh. And then because so much stuff happens, please don't get kidnapped. That's not funny. I'm not laughing because there's so many things that happen in this world and all this kind of stuff. Just stay with your friends. Make sure that when you're traveling with your friends and stuff like that, or you're traveling, have if you have the iPhone, I don't know if this exists on other people's, the other type of phones, but I know with the iPhones, you can share your location always. So if you're traveling, have like, you know, like where you're sharing your location with the people you're traveling with. So let's say if you get lost because you're somewhere where you guys don't know, let's say you look up and all of a sudden the group you're with, they're gone, you can track them on your phone. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that too. So if whoever needs to hear that, right, it's better to be safe than sorry, as well. So yeah, whatever. But yeah, so either way, thank you so much for tapping in, turning on, tuning in. If you have yet to like this video and you made it this far, like, what are you waiting for? Act the part, especially if you're here at this moment in time. So thank you so much. I hope these messages resonated, and let me know how they resonate with you. And also, you know, that they serve you, mind, body, heart, and soul in evolutionary, beautiful ways that help you to further expand and grow in ways that are quantum for you. So have a good one. Till next time. Bye. Bye.